Hi, everyone. Good evening. It's Friday. I hope you guys are doing well. All right, let's wait for some persons to join and then pick it up from there. Hi, good evening, everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. I mean, this is a weekend, right? You guys should go and rest. All right, so let's get started. Really, I'll just end this week. I mean, Lloyd will be taking you the last office hour for this week, but then this is, that one is kind of like in the night. So this is a bit more active, right? So I'll end and then, okay. So yeah, and then Lloyd is going to like do a brief cap up. So today I'm going to be helping you understand what we'll be addressing next week. At this point, I want to believe everyone have submitted week 1 tax and nobody is confused. Today is Friday. You shouldn't be confused about week 1 tax anymore, right? From Sunday, week 2 tax is going to be dropped, and then we move on from there, all right? Okay, so let's get into it. So for introduction to design today, this week we're able to understand what design is based on the resource, right? And understand that there are different fields of design, very large set fields of design, and design is beyond physical, what is beyond digital, right? There are physical kinds of design, so aside that also, we've been able, you got a task, to address, to test your understanding of the different fields of design, how much you understand the different fields of design, right? So and I believe so much that your understanding has increased, it has gotten better. You understand different fields of design, you understand what design is. Then now specifically, we spoke about UI design and UX design, which is our focus for this class, right? And then we spoke about product design also. I hope you get that. Okay, so this is it, right? Before I move on to talking about what you have for next week, we could have this office half or any less minutes, right? It doesn't have to span through 1 hour as long as we cover what you need to know. Okay, so first off, do you guys have any question on introduction to design generally? Just drop your questions in the chat. I'm checking, I'm going through. Drop your questions. I'll do well to answer them now. Else, I'll just talk about how next week would be and then how the coming weeks are going to be. This week it was very light. We are just chilling and enjoying ourselves. So can you drop your questions? Do you have questions about the introduction design, the first one that we had? Yeah. All right, questions. Yep. Week 1 resources, leave the post section after week 1 is over. Oh, no, it won't. It won't. Yes, Neme, it won't. It won't. All right. All right, Rita is saying I should talk about next week. I'm coming. I'll do that. Let's see if we have more persons that have questions. You meant Zuri, John. Are all the classes uploaded on Zuri's YouTube channel? Yes, all the classes are on Zuri's YouTube channel. Is it okay to have Figma and FigJam as a beginner? Sure. I mean, FigJam is Figma's product, right? So it's fine. Just install Figma. You have both of them. Someone is saying, what area of product design are we going to be in this class for all this period? What area of product design we are going to be? Shine. I'm trying very hard to understand. Yes, so we're going to be covering UI and UX design, UI and UX basically. Next week we're going to be talking about laws of UX. Today we did introduction. This week we did introduction to design, where we spoke about UI and UX design, right? So next week you're going to be starting with understanding UX design and the laws of UX design. Okay, yeah. Someone says motion and UI designer. I mean, I think I've said this quite a number of times this week. Motion design is talking about moving assets, right? Design assets, moving design assets around to create a reasonable movement, But then UI design is, designing interfaces, right? Designing interfaces that for a product, designing interfaces that work, interfaces that are useful for a product, right? That user can interact with. So really, UI designers design the interface. They are mostly static, doesn't have to move. Motion designers add motion to design assets. Someone is saying a differentiate between product design and UX design. Really, like I said, there isn't much difference. The only difference I always see about a product designer is someone who has been with a product through its life cycle. I've said it a number of times this week, right? So you're taking a product from 0 stage to where it has been version 1, version 2, version 3. You have seen how a product can evolve based on users' feedback. That's a product designer, right? A UX designer is going to understand the user and doing all this work, right? At certain times. When you say a product designer, then you are seeing the product evolve through different stages. Clear a difference between Figma and FigJam. Figma is for your designing, interface design, prototyping, interaction design. FigJam is for your UX design, information architecture, analysis, documentation, and all of that. You would use them as we go on. You use them, right? So yeah, but that's the difference. All right. Okay. Someone is asking, what essential software application should one to be exposed parents that this is their first time? Do not bother yourself, right? We are going to introduce you to Figma. I feel like if you want to go ahead and do some stuff on your own, it's totally fine. Like this class is just to help you, right? It's totally fine. Okay. So if you want to go ahead and do stuff on your own, like it's okay. It's okay to do that. But then we'll introduce you to everything you need for product design in this class, right? So just keep that back of your mind. I can't do an introduction to Figma actually. Introduction to Figma is actually the third week, okay? Yes, is it the third or the second week? The second, I don't know. Let me check. Introduction to design, okay. Is introduction to design is the second week, okay? Yeah. Introduction to design is the second week, okay? So, yeah. All right. So it's the second week. Are we going to taught how to use Binance for our portfolio? Yes, we'll teach you how to write case studies. Yes. Can you go over 10 terms of, what do you mean by 10 terms of UI UX design? I'm not sure I understand you, Damilola. Are we going to have one task per week or it depends? It depends, Philip. Next week, you have more than one task. This week, we are just introducing you and playing around. You have more than one task. Next week, yes. Is there a difference between graphics and digital design? Stephen, you possibly have not finished the work I gave you, right? That's the task. So you're trying to ask me what's the difference between digital design and graphic design. I explained in the first office hour I had on Tuesday. You can listen to it and then hopefully you get it, right? Examples of motion design. You see them everywhere. When you see a design that is moving around, You see, it's like animations moving around, right? Animations move around. Then you see a design. You see a company is launching their new product, and then you are seeing everything moving. Once designs are moving around, that's motion design. It can be a website. You are seeing the interaction. This one sliding, that this one goes out, this one comes up, this one goes down, and all of those stuff. Those are motions. Once design asset, it can be typography, color, anything moving around in design. All right. Yeah. After this class for this year, will there be any other class for areas of design apart from product design? No. Bright shine. There won't be any. We are only doing UI UX design in Zuri. Will we be taught how to set up our portfolio? Yes, I've answered this, right? Yes, you'll be taught how to write case studies and set up your portfolio. My question is, if someone have gone through the week curriculum, can he come to the live class just to ask questions? Yes, Adam Sanusi, that's what the live class is for, is to ask questions. It's only for asking questions and clarifying what you don't understand, okay? Is what's the difference between graphic designers, product designers? Rofia, I think I'd explained that graphic in the first office. Graphic designers design digital assets. They design for information, marketing purposes, but then product designers design products, right? Your YouTube is a product. It's not designed by a graphic designer, it's designed by a product designer. But then the flyer you see around of that person that is selling one or two things, that's the work of a graphic designer. Yes, allow Joseph, you can be an interaction designer, but then just learn product design first. It's always very nice that you know one before you go and specialize. You get, in Nigeria, it's not advisable to specialize. Roles, yes, there are roles for interaction designers, yes, but then they are very hard to get. Here in Nigeria, you will not find a company that will hire you only for interaction design. So you just have to be wise. This is from someone that has experience in the job market for design, right? You will not find a company that will hire you for only UI design. Neither will you find a company that will hire you for only UX design. In Nigeria, and no foreign company is going to hire you for your first role from Nigeria. Do you understand? It's difficult. These things are difficult in reality, okay? Sure, you get me? So yes, just do UI and UX design. Later, when you become very good, you can focus on interaction design. No, Nancy Chinelo, it is not advisable to use phone for designing. You can't even do it, all right? You can't even design on Figma with your phone. Is today's class only for questions? Yes, Adela Faisal, if I'm correct. Yes, today's class is only for question and answer, all right? Faith, who wants to see you can't use your phone for design. The 10 terms of UI UX was given one of the material shared on the LMS. Oh, okay. All right. So you want me to address the 10 terms of UI UX? I feel so much like the material has explained it here. I'm coming. So I'm not sure me going over it will really be necessary. Yes, but then it's not really necessary. As long as you understand what UI and UX is, that's fine. Right? It's totally fine. Is the YouTube lessons the same with the product design resource material on the LMS, the YouTube lessons? Yes, all of these resources are from the LMS. Do you get? Yes. Sorry, all of the resources on the LMS are from the YouTube. Yes. Good day, my tax submitted 3 days ago hasn't been graded. Olusegun, your tax is going to be graded. All right. Yeah, there are thousands of tasks that have been submitted, and we don't even have up to 100 mentors. I'm not sure we have up to 50. So you get, so your tax is going to be graded. All right. Yeah. No, Nancy Chinelo, we are not going to do motion design. This is strictly UI and UX design. User interface guidelines. Damilola, I think I've addressed this already. Okay. Where can we get the curriculum, please? Lydia, the curriculum is not available publicly. It's a Zuri resource, but then you can get a grasp of what we are going to be doing if you check the previous cohorts, like on YouTube. You see how the class progress. And a UX designer we closely call the front end. No, a UX designer is not a front end person. Emmanuel is not a UX designer, is not a front end person at all. You're far. A UX designer does not code. A front end developer, front end engineer codes. How do we get to send our UI UX design to developers after designing? Yes, Opoluwa Unis, you're going to learn that in this training. All right, how to hand off to designers, to developers rather. okay? When you're working on your project, there's going to be a project in this training, all right? Irene, I have explained the difference between UI and UX design, but if you think it is not very clear, if you just type it on Google, UI versus UX design, you'll see a lot of answer. And I can bet you that 95% of them are correct. Yes, I've spoken about the curriculum already. How do we have access to Miss lectures? They are all on YouTube. Dario Electrical Solutions. They are all on YouTube. All on YouTube. So when anyone is missed, you can always watch them. How do I register for me to have my LMS created for me so that I can be participating on the assignment? S4C channel. Registration has closed. If you are not yet on the LMS, I'm sorry, there's no way you can get to the LMS again. Registration has closed. All right. Emmanuel, okay, how many classes a day are there? And do they stand for different lessons? Classes in a day? No, they don't. They don't, right? These live classes you're having, they're actually office hours where you ask questions on the tags. The tags are always on the LMS. Do you understand? So the tags are always only on the LMS. She get exactly. Can a product designer do illustration jobs? If you can illustrate, right, with Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator, it's fine. I mean, learn it, do it. But in this class, we are not going to be teaching illustration. All right. Yes. We're not going to be teaching illustration. That's SIMD. Yes. Philemon, Victor is asking me the difference between Webflow and Protopie. Although that's part of the scope of what we are doing here, but I'll help you answer it. Webflow is for designing website, building websites, not apps, not softwares, websites, your website, something.com, the website. Webflow is for building website. Prototype is for interaction design only, right? Prototype does not go live. Webflow goes live, all right? Yes. But if you check on Google, you see more. I've not been able to create my Figma link. It tell me the page not found. I don't know what you are creating a Figma link for, Barriers. I'm not sure I know. Messi Smile, when can you say you're fully a product designer so as to apply for gigs and get paid? I mean, you don't really need, once you're a UI UX designer, like once you learn UI UX, you understand how to carry out research, how to design a solution, how to come up with solution, design it. After this training, you can get gigs. I know of someone that got a job, not just a gig, after cohort 1, right? So like 2 persons I know personally that messaged me that they got jobs. And this one is not even gig. I know countless number of people that got gigs that kept messaging me like months after the training, right? I still got one last week. Okay, so you can get gigs, you can get jobs once you know what you're doing or once you know what to do when you get those gigs, right? Do you call a person who builds website with WordPress a web developer, a web designer? I think it's called a web designer. As a product designer, a web designer. No. A product designer is a product designer. It designs products. All right. A web designer is a web designer. It designs web. All right. A web developer, really, they are the ones that write codes. Okay. Can I explain UI in terms VUIs? Are you to have visual user interface or visual design or something? I don't know, Emanuela. I'm trying to understand the question. I'm not sure I get it. When do we start the main classes? Bakateo, I'm not sure you are getting us well in this training. I'm saying that all of the resources on the post channel are your classes. All right. You listen, you watch them, you read the articles that support them. The video resource is the main resource. The articles are the supporting resource. Okay. So now what you do now is that the tags, when you read those things, you'll be able to attempt the task. If you are still not clear on how to attempt the task after watching the video and reading the articles, then attend the office hour to ask your question on what is not clear. That's really what the office hours are for. All right. Yusuf Afolabi, can we ascertain that UX is greater than UI? From the look of the UX is the bedroom. No. Never put your mind that way. All right. UX is not greater than UI, neither is UI greater than UX. They are called UI UX because they both work together. A good UX without a good UI is still a bad UX. Let me repeat myself. A good UX design without a good UI design is still a bad UX design. Why? Because in the end, when I visit your website and it's not looking good to me, I will leave. I personally don't like websites that don't look good, except you are the only solution available. The moment your website is not good, you won't keep me. So before I can show you that my UX is good, have a good UI that will draw my attention. UI draws the attention, UX keeps the user, all right? UI draws the attention of users to your platform, UX keeps the users on your platform, all right? Okay. Can I see change from product design to front end because I wish to be building websites? Sorry, I'm finding out to pronounce the name. Yeah, but then I get your question. So yeah, you can change, right? Is it still open? I think it is. If you change, this is what is going to happen. Lalokun, I hope I'm correct. Yes, this is what is going to happen. You're going to lose all your submission that you have made on product design, and you're going to start afresh in front-end development. If you think you can keep up, go ahead and change. Like, you can change by yourself. You don't need anybody to change for you. Can I use Figma on a mobile phone? You can view, but you can't use Desolar Original. You can view, but you can't use. All right. Yes. How can you message me, Adam Sanusi? Message me personally. Like, why do you want to message me? Ask your question here if you have any question, please. If you message me, really, you hardly get me to answer. I find it hard to keep up with DMs, right? So wherever, if you message me on Twitter, hard to keep up. If you message me anywhere you message me, it's hard to keep up. All right. It's hard to keep up. But then if you can actually message me on Twitter. It may take a while, but then it's always very hard to keep up. Okay. Come in. All right. So you have more questions? Okay, so if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can find my handle on the screen. All right. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, I can find my handle on the screen at Caculuz. So you can check me on Twitter and then follow. All right. Okay, so let's get into it. So if you want to message me, Adam Sanusi, you can message me on Twitter. I'm not promising I'll reply. I'll try my best to reply. I get lots of DMs. I have so many DMs out there, right? So it's always difficult to keep up with, especially if you are not clear with your question. If you want me to reply you, it's very easy. Just tell me, I'm Adam Sanusi from Zuri, this thing. This is what I want to ask, or this is the reason why I'm messaging you. If you don't tell me why you are messaging me on the first message, I would not reply. Okay? Yes, thank you. All right. You cannot use Figma. Yeah, you can't use Figma on your phone. UI UX designer makes social media designs. No, Favor Ishioma. No, UI UX designer does not make social media designs. But then Nigerian companies, you might have to. All right. Can a product designer understand how to create a website? Create. I don't know what you mean by create. The word create feels like you want to launch the website. Yeah, I'm not sure you can do that. You can't actually do that. Okay. You can't use a phone, you can't get a PC, the phone app is only for viewing. Oh, okay, yeah. What of those that prefer live class and all this material dropping? Okay, so you prefer live class and all this material dropping. So let me give you the reason why we decided to use material. Now, these materials are not just materials, okay? You may look like I mentioned earlier, the video resource is the main resource. The video resource was a live class. It was a live class. Do you understand? The video, let me repeat, the video resource was a live class. You agree with me that there's no point having multiple live classes on the same content, except the contents are expired. Do you understand? And now the problem with the live class, if you watch the original video from the last cohorts, we are not always able to attend to all your questions. And we felt like it affected so many people. So we decided that, okay, for this cohort, the most important part, the teaching in the last cohort live class, we are going to cut it out. We'll give it to you to watch as your own live class. Then we'll now have multiple sessions to answer your questions. You would think that having live class is important until you want to ask questions after the live class, and then you are trying for 4 weeks and then nobody can answer your question because there's not enough time. I won't be on a live class for 2 hours. Check the live classes we had. Some of them were going 1 hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours. I mean, I have things to do, right? And then like we don't have the time span for a live class is actually 1 hour. Do you understand? So this I'm talking to Rita. The lifespan for a live class is actually 1 hour, but the last cohort we're spending 2 hours, sometimes more than 2 hours on live classes because we want to attend to all your questions. In the end, we can't attend to all the questions. So this cohort, we decided to cut out the live class, the teaching part of the live class, so that you can watch them and then you understand what we want to talk about. Then if you have questions, we'll spend all the office hours attending to your question. And then I think so far this week, we've been able to cover almost everybody's question. You guys are in your thousands, right? Last poll was 9,000 people. So it was difficult to answer all the questions. We never did. And we felt like it affected their learning. Yes, so that's the point, all right? So thank you very much. So Precious Namizi is asking, where do we watch the video and read the article? On the post channel in your LMS, okay? Red Dima TV is asking, can I recommend a YouTube channel to gain more knowledge on product design? Yes, there are many of them. There's Misco, if you check Misco, Mizko, Misco on YouTube, and Joseph Breadhan, I think so. Yeah, they did lots of resources for designers. So I think they are also very good. Okay. Yes, Rita, this is code 2, not code 1. All right. So the point is that we keep improving. We keep trying to improve our process. All right. We are not stagnant. We keep trying to improve our process. I hope you understand me. Okay. So, okay. Chidima is asking, where can I find the resources for product design? If you're talking about Zuri's own, you will find it on the LMS, all right? But then you can always find resources online, okay? Most people don't like this material because it's just like someone is reading the novel. Well, I'm very sorry if this is not, I don't know. I feel like, Rita, you are focusing on the ones you have to read as the most primary material. Like I mentioned, I want to believe strongly that you did not watch the video resource. But then if you did, that's very fantastic, right? The video resource is the most important resource. If you watched it, you are okay. The other ones are just supportive. The articles you read are just supportive materials. They are not the main material, okay? Yeah, they are supportive material. All of them will be video, all right? So where can I find the articles, other resources? MJ Oluwo, I'm sorry, I'm finding hard. So MJ, yes. Where can you find the articles and other resources for product design? I don't know what you mean, but then on the LMS, right? Yes, on the LMS. So I'm trying to change your username on the LMS to be same as my on Slack, but it's not working. I don't know why it's not working. No, I don't really have so much information about Slack changing and all, but then like LMS, message coordinator, or just message one of the coordinators or Zuri.team, the people that post on the announcement channel in Slack, right? Just message one of them, okay? Or just reply under a this thing or something. How can I communicate on Slack? Sharon, that's up to you. Just type your message. Hi, everyone. You've communicated. Motion design. Yes, UI UX design is a good background to get started in motion design. You can also go into motion design without having UI UX background. There's no rule to this thing. I'm addressing your question, MJ. What's the use of Slack? Irene, I don't know, but then the use of Slack is to help you communicate with your other students that you're learning with. That's the use of Slack, okay? You will find all the information on the LMS. All are on the LMS. Slack is to help you make friends, meet people, learn together. That's all. Adegoke Afolabi, should you join Figma? Maybe not. Maybe not now, all right? But if you want to download Figma, yes, download. So we are going to introduce you to Figma also, all right? So, yeah. How do I join Figma? Where do I watch videos and articles for a product design class? Precious, I think I've mentioned it. I feel like you keep repeating your question. I've answered you. I said on the LMS, you find the resource, okay? See, when you ask your question once, just wait till I get your question. If I've not gotten to your question, just wait, right? There's no point asking your question like 2 or 3 times. I'm making it very difficult for me to keep track, all right? I have some stuff I wanted to address in this class, but then 30 minutes is gone. I'm not sure I'll be able to. Is visual design same as graphic design? Oh, very important question, right? So it's visual design same as graphic design. Okay, so No, it's not exactly the same. Graphic design, like I said, span across so many different fields, right? So really, graphic designs are actually visual design. Well, visual designs are more than just graphic design, like just doing graphic design itself. So visual design at the most, right, is just about designing visual interfaces. So when you say a visual designer, you are designing a graphic designer, for example, can design a poster, right? A poster in the sense that not even on a software, you can use color, paint and color to design a poster, right? I know we don't have that reality in our own age because everything is now digital. We never saw the times that people were designing with physically, like on paper with colors, but then I'm just giving you a real breakdown so that you get it. But then there's really not too much difference between a visual designer, right? But a visual designer designs visual interfaces, different kinds. Yes, not just for social media. So you get. So that's question. Gomina. Yeah. Everybody asking where is the materials. I want to believe you have not done your tax. Like, I just want to believe, because except you have submitted the tax and you didn't use the material, which is fine. The material is on the LMS in post. If you go to post on your LMS, you will find the materials. Those that create social media design, those are graphic designers, digital designers. Okay. So this means product design comprises of both UI and UX design. Yes, it does. When is the class starting officially? Creative Lucia. The class has started officially. S4C, can someone link me up to video with the video resource? Go to the LMS S4C channel, the LMS, except you are not on the LMS. On the LMS, you find it in post. If not, then check Zuri's on YouTube, this channel. Just go to this YouTube channel. Just check, you would see it there. All right. Introduction to design, you see it there. All right. Okay, Tolu Abori Olagoke has seen the video resource. Exactly. You are now getting my point. So the video resource is the most important resource. All right. I mean, when you see the post for each week, the video resource is the most important resource. Let me repeat that. The video resource is what is the most important resource. Okay. From next week, things are going to start going really, really, really fast. It will be difficult to keep up, but then if you keep trying, you would keep up. Okay. Yes, the video material are explicit. Yes, it's a class, like I mentioned. It's a class, like we taught it. It's a class. It's not a recorded video. It's not Udemy course. That's one thing I want you guys to understand. I think that's one thing you guys are not being grateful for. Like it's not Udemy course. It's not recorded video. It's not a 30-minute video, right? It's a 40-something minute video. It was a live class where the audience were actually kept into real consideration. We didn't imagine the audience. There were real audience in those classes. I hope you understand. So does Figma only work with laptops? Yes. Priscilla, James, only laptops. Chidima, they are on the LMS. Go to post on your LMS. Just toggle between page 1, page 2, page 3. You should find it. You don't even need to reach all of that. I think on post, I'm not sure you guys would see all the others information, but if not, just check. You would see it there. Just toggle between the pages if there are multiple pages. Will I get a certificate after this course? Redima, yes, you will get a certificate after the course. Olani Michael, how can one get a mentor in Israel Praise Engineering? Getting a mentor. So tomorrow there's a product design drop-in with Chris and Kingsley. Chris and Kingsley are seniors in the design industry. They work with very top companies, top brands in Nigeria, basically, and outside Nigeria. So they'll be talking really career-wise. They'll just be talking career-wise and some things. Ask them random questions, okay? So, but if you want to get a product design mentor in your journey, just keep designing. Let someone see your work. Let people know you post your work online and all the stuff. Then obviously, there's no rule to it, right? There's no rule. Okay, Bright says he has been following me on Twitter for months. That's cool. Thanks so much. We don't have any video yet on MLS, only articles for now for product design. LMS, you mean? But I hope we start having them. There are videos of James Adewi. There's something in the post. There is video resource. I think we'll be adding these resources to the to the tax also, but we don't want the tax to be complicated. That's why there is post, or we'll be linking you to the post. Maybe that's what we'll do. All right. No, Bright Shine, you are not paying for the certificate. The certificate is free. What's the difference between cohort and an internship? This is a training. I don't know. Cohort for us is like cohort 1, cohort 2. We are doing the same training again for another set of people. That's the meaning of cohort. Internship is a different word. The internship is training you to, preparing you to work. All right. Please, about my Slack account, I'm like the only person there because you said it's like a chat app. Yes, you should be worried that Jai Temitope Esther. You should be worried because your Slack account should not be only you there. You should be able to see announcements on the Slack account. You see announcement on the Slack account. Yes, you should see announcements. You should see introduction. You should see technical help. You see product design channel. All right. So we are on the post channel. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you. Thank you. LMS, Introduction to Design. Thank you. 2D representation, 2D. That's what it means, 2-dimension. That's what it means. All right. LMS is not Slack. OBKZ Henry. LMS is not Slack. Okay? It's not. Faith 1cc is still not getting me. How do I explain that? Your video is just listen again, you will get it all right. Get a job of freelance. I don't know. Yes, it's likely if you're good enough. I mean, people will check your work before they employ you. So if you are good, you get. Zuri is not giving any job. Okay. Yes. Yes, there are boot camps. Like my Twitter account is on the screen. For Twitter at Caculuz is there. See Blessing Kennedy. I'm on this call. I'm on this live call. You sent a message. Said I did not reply. How am I supposed to reply you when I'm on a call right now? How am I supposed? I'm not too. I don't have a manager managing my account. I'm not that rich. So how am I supposed to reply you on Twitter now that I'm having a class? Okay, except send it now, Sha. Good evening. Okay, please, what's your Twitter account? Oh, okay, I kept my Twitter account up already. How can we get the video resources? Check the screen. Yeah, Nelson, I'm doing fine today. Thank you. Yes, Rita, I would like to show the next week on very soon, but then you all are asking questions and asking. Okay. All right. See, Rita, yes, exactly. To be sincere, just be committed to the LMS. Like you will see all of the information there. Like, I don't want you guys to stress yourself. Don't be scared. Don't stress yourself, okay? Don't stress yourself, basically. Okay, Toluwa, you won't be my manager. If you can do it for free, I don't have money to pay. Then if you can do it for free, you can message me. I'm not sure I need any because there's nothing serious going on my Twitter. So, but then if you can do it for free, you can message me. Henry, the winner gets a job and laptop, right? I don't know. I don't know. Before I say what I don't know, I think there are always rewards, right? So Ingressive for Good always partner with Zuri. As you can see, I4G X Zuri, right? To do this training. So I think Ingressive for Good gives winners. I don't know how they do winners, right? But Ingressive for Good gives out jobs, resources, jobs. There's job opportunities on Ingressive for Good channel, right? But I don't know. I'm not telling you that it's not a competition. So I don't know what you mean by winner. This is not a competition, all right? So, but Ingressive for Good can do something, all right? I still don't know how to join the chat or search. Ajay, I don't know. Are you on the right Slack? If you join the right Slack, you should see some channels when you joined. I know it's hard. See, Ajayi Temitope Esther, go to Zuri YouTube when we are done with this class, or if you like, you can go now and leave this class. Go to Zuri YouTube, go and search for how to use Slack. We have a video. Let me see. Zuri YouTube channel is very, very full of resource. If you're having any issue, like it's full of resource. If you're having challenge with Figma, having challenge with sending your link, like we've created videos for virtually everything. So if you're having challenge with getting to your calendar, having challenge with joining the LMS, all of these videos are on the YouTube channel, all of them. You just need to search them out, right? So if you're having challenge with using Slack, there is a video on Zuri's YouTube. It might not be posted lately, but it's still the same. Slack is still Slack. So I think it was 4 or 3 months ago or 5 months, I'm not sure, but then you can check. It could even be last year, okay? So just check it. Okay, Tolua doesn't want to help me manage. Okay. I know people, Nigerians like money. We like money too much. You don't know. I can give you exposure. I can give you exposure. You don't know. Maybe if I tweet your Twitter handle, I can get you 100 followers with one tweet. Maybe. Okay. Yes, if you want to join Figma, you would introduce you to Figma, but just go to figma.com. You can download it yourself. But you may not know. You may suffer. You may struggle with it. All right. Filthy pony. Why do you guys have, like, this is YouTube, right? Why do you guys have username on YouTube? I find it very weird. Like, why do you have username on YouTube? All right, so Phil T, I don't know what that means. Maybe Philemon, Timothy, I don't know. But then I don't know what you mean by, yes, there have been assignments since week 1. I'm sure the assignment must have closed or will be closing very soon. All right, there have been many, like, just take the tax. There have been tax, not many, but then tax on the LMS. All right, I don't know what you are talking about, groups or being assigned to groups. I don't know about that. Okay, Tolua wants to do it for free. All right, now. Someone say you can't find my exact Twitter account. It's very easy to find now. Once you put at Caculuz, I'm sure I'm the only one bearing that. Caculuz, C-A-C-A. You might be spelling it wrong. It's C-A-C-U-L-U-Z. C-A-C-U-L-U-Z. I sometimes post design resources when I feel like, but I try my best to post design resources. All right, Marcus is telling Ajayi Temitope Esther to DM. Yes, help yourself, right? You guys should help yourself, sincerely. Help yourself, sincerely. All right, just help yourself to understand. Like, really, the mentors can help you. Like throughout, or we can help you with every situation, every challenge, right? Okay, so we are training for the money. Oluwafemi, I don't understand. Anyway, I guess we're joking around there. Everybody wants to be my manager. It's all right. Yes, exactly, Babs Ops. You said I'm not the only one bearing Caculuz. Exactly. You are spelling it wrong. I'm the only one bearing Caculuz. C-A. There is no L. C-A-C-U-L-U-Z. C-A-C-U-L-U-Z. There is no L in my own. Do you understand? C-A-C-U-L-U-Z. Exactly. Do you get? So you are missing it because you are spelling Caculuz. Because you guys know mathematics too much. That's why. Yeah, sure. I mean, Jimo, you can skip classes, like skip the sessions. Busolat, you spelled it wrong again. Exactly. Damilola just spelled it right. Okay. Exactly. Okay. Emmanuel is asking, is it only exposure I give? I can give you exposure. Yes, now, very well. Sure. I don't know. What do you mean by the only exposure? I don't really have the energy to mentor directly, right? I don't really have the time. No, I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. I have many things that I handle. So I can give you exposure. So if you post your work, you tag me. As long as I know you, even if I don't know you, I'll still retweet, and all of those kind of things. So yeah. Okay, so let me talk about, I think we are done with questions. Let me talk about next week. I was going through the resource and I saw that there's a lot of things that's going to happen next week. And you guys will have to really try and catch up. Next week, laws of UX. There's going to be a tax also. Next week, also design thinking. Yes, laws of UX class. Next week, also design thinking class. There's going to be a tax also. Next week, also, towards the end of next week, you'll be introduced to Figma, using Figma as a tool. UI design, introduction to Figma, using Figma as a tool. So yes, we are going to give you that. Yeah, okay. So laws of UX, design thinking, and introduction to Figma. Next week is going to choke. All right, it's going to choke. I think I'm being very sincere. Yeah, I'm being sincere, right? Yes. All right, next week is going to choke, sincerely. Yeah, Samuel Johnson, yeah, it will be graded, right? Like I said, we have less than 50 mentors. I'm not sure we have up to 20 mentors. All right. But then you have like 2,000. How many people? Let me check how many you are now. You are 2,800 product design track. I'm sure not everybody is on the channel, right? I'm sure more than 6,000 product designers registered, or 6,000 people that want to learn product design, and they are submitting assignments. So we have thousands of assignments that have been submitted. So they'll be graded, all right? Oh, Eunice enjoys my office hour. Yeah, thanks so much. Can we get a part where you talk about next week's schedule? Yes, I'm talking about it already, okay? Emmanuel, the reason why we don't do WhatsApp group is because it's hard for us to control, okay? It's hard for us to control WhatsApp group. So, and we don't have any WhatsApp group people are creating outside. We don't know what is happening there. Like, we don't care. Anything that happens to anybody, we are not involved. WhatsApp, Telegram, any group outside our own Slack. Even if you create your own Slack channel, you're on your own. Anything outside our Slack channel, we are only responsible for what is on our Slack channel. This is Nigeria. A lot of things happen. So we don't want to be responsible for what we can't control. So yes, learn how to use Slack. If you get a job with a company, they will be using Slack. So this training is teaching you many things. You get a job with a company, they'll be using Slack. So yeah. Okay. Yes, you have access to mentors, T-Blaze Media, right? I'm on Slack. If you DM me, I may not reply you. Let me check how many DM I have, sir. Just message on the channel and tag. If you tag me on the channel, I see all of you DMing me. It's too much. I cannot open everything. I'll try my best. I try my best, but when it's becoming overwhelming, I feel like staying. Because if I message you, if I reply you now, you will ask me another question again. And if I don't reply that one, that's problem. So I decide not to reply at all. Then I address your question on the channel. So once I'm saying something and you are not getting it, other people will help me and pull out, and you will understand it. Do you get? So the moment I leave it, the other people will help you and pull out. So that's why I say ask your question on the channel and tag me. My name on the channel is the same, Caculuz. So if you tag me at Caculuz, you would see me. Is my name Caculuz? Let me check. All right, yes, still the same. Okay. Yeah, okay, yeah, I just sent my name on Slack. Oh, okay, you were asking about. Oh yeah, thanks for subscribing to my newsletter. You see, that newsletter is a very different situation. That newsletter has been open for more than 4 or 5 months now, and I've not written anything. I'm sorry. So if you subscribe now, I don't know what I'm going to write. Okay, but I'll try my best to write something. I've been trying to write something since. Maybe somebody want to help me and write too. I don't know. So if you want to help me and write, you can DM on Twitter. All right. So then we can take it from there. I will just tell you what is in my head and you write it. But if you don't, I mean, it's not. I'm not saying you should write for me. All right. But then if you feel like you're very good in writing, maybe we can talk about it. All right. Okay. Yeah, exactly. At the BC, like, why not? Why will I be rushing to be writing newsletter to some people that may not open it? Like, why? So that's the thing now. But then, like, I would start writing very soon. I just opened it to. I saw that everybody's having newsletter on their Twitter, and I'm like, why not? Let me put my own now. So as I put the newsletter there, I don't know how I got those. I just suddenly saw that I got close to 100 subscribers. I was like, where did they come from? So, and now they are almost 200, and I've not written one newsletter for more than 4 months now. So I don't know. Okay, someone want to write on my newsletter to get paid. The newsletter that is not paying me. Okay, so you know what you will do? Tell me how I can monetize my newsletter. And I'm being sincere here now. If you tell me how I can start my newsletter and how I can get to monetize it, not the one that people will be paying money through this, like, just tell me how I can monetize the people on my newsletter that they will pay money. If you can tell me a way that makes sense, send it to Twitter. Then I can actually hire you and I can actually pay you to write. Okay. All right. Yes, next week resources. So for next week, right, we are going to be talking about laws of UX. Okay. Now, these laws of UX, you're going to get the resources. There are UX now, I'm talking about user experience. Okay. So laws of UX basically are the laws that guides user experience, right? A user experience on a product. So that's what we are going to be talking about, the laws that guide the user experience on a product. Okay, so don't worry, next week you will see the resource, you understand it. There are different laws, there are different laws, there are different laws. And then we're going to be talking about the laws next week. We have aesthetic usability effect, we have Fitts law, we have Doherty threshold law, we have Hicks law, we have Jacobs law, we have law of proximity, we have law of common region, we have law of pregnance, we have Miller's law of uniform correctedness, we have law of similarity, Pareto principle, Parkinson law, special serial position effect, rather, pick and rule, Tesla's law, many laws, there are many laws, all right? So we're going to explain each of these laws. You understand them, and then we'll give you a task that will test them, all right? Then we're going to have design thinking also, so design thinking, we're going to take how you think through a design. You see, the design thinking class, I took the design thinking class. The resource that is going to be on the post is going to be the one I took, right? I really explained design thinking, like I really broke down design thinking, and I know that you're going to get a lot. So just watch the video, right? I really broke down design thinking, okay? So yeah, so that's it. Let me see. What's there again? All right, so you're also going to introduce to Figma. You will install Figma, then we'll introduce you to all of the basics of Figma, your text tool, all the things on Figma, like when you open Figma, each of those things you see, from the side panel to the top panel to the right panel, how to use them, everything. Then we'll give you an introduction to each and every one of them. So that's what we'll be ending next week on. I want to repeat again, next week is going to choke. Like, prepare your mind to learn very fast. What you were doing this week, just like keep it, let it end this week. All these, you did not post, you posted, you did not give us resources. Now I've told you how to find resources. When they're available, they'll be announced, okay? All of these resources might be posted at the same time. Go after them one after the other. Laws of UX, then design thinking, then using Figma as a tool, okay? All right, so I get, all right. Yes, Opolua units, right? It's not a must you don't have to keep them in your head. They are like laws. It's just like you are in a country, right? And there are laws guiding that country. Like by default, your brain is like conform to that law. You won't do against the law. You won't kill someone, right? Because if you kill in Nigeria, they are going to kill you. Like it's just normal, right? So those are the way the laws, when you understand the laws, that's how they work for you. When you are designing a product, like it just be like default in your head, right? You just know that, okay, this one, okay, this one. You get exactly. Sure, you get me. All right. Yeah, sorry, they are sounding like physics, but they are not really physics. Huh? All right. Okay, so I think that's all. And then, time is almost up. So thanks so much for joining once again. See you all later. I really would not reply Slack once again, but if you tag me on the channel, I'll try to reply. If you followed me on Twitter, I'll check. If you DM'd me on Twitter, I'll also check and try and reply. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, and have a great day. Have a great weekend, rather.